So Gareth Southgate had decided to resign as England manager. I didn't expect that to be a news story today, to be honest. I thought because England got to the finals of the Euros, that would be the perfect justification for Southgate to stay in the job. But fair play to him if he has decided to resign. And whether you agreed with his tactics or not, you can't deny that off the pitch he was a good England manager, because he was able to reunite the fans and the players again, and it made people actually care about the England team again. Because before Southgate, there was a lot of people disenchanted with the England squad, and under Southgate you never see any players really moaning in the press about England, or you don't see any players sitting there moaning on the subs bench or anything like that. But on the other hand, on the pitch, tactically, I felt like a lot of the time Southgate made the wrong decisions. I feel like with the quality that we had at the Euros, we could have put a lot more teams to the sword and could have played a lot more forward thinking. And as I said the other day, if he would have started the team that he ended with against Spain, it would have been a complete different game, in my opinion. But I also think the next England manager is not going to be able to do as well as he would. What I'm trying to say is, some of these England players are coming to the end of their cycle. Obviously, Walker's not going to be around forever. Kane's not going to be around forever. So the next person that comes in, they're probably going to have to rebuild like a good percent of this squad. Obviously, you've still got people like Bellingham and Mainu and obviously Saka, and you've still got a lot of young players, Palmer and people like that. But I'm just saying, you have got to do some rebuilding, and I think the perfect England manager would be somebody like Eddie Howe. What my fear is, it'll be somebody like Lampard, and they would just give Lampard the job based off the fact that he's a former England player. And as we've seen, at a club level, he's been terrible. At Derby, he did okay, but let's be honest, he never really got to that level at Derby, and then at Everton, he was atrocious. And obviously, he did okay at Chelsea the first time, but then the second time it was terrible. So I just don't think Frank Lampard is the right person to be England manager. Like, I'm sure if I sat down and thought about it, I could think of loads of names that I think could be a good England manager. But on the top of my head, I think Eddie Howe would be a decent one. But saying that, Newcastle don't really play that great of football, but that's the only name I can think of right now. I've heard some people say to Thomas Tuchel. I think that would be a bad appointment. Yes, yes, he did good at Chelsea, but he didn't do very well at Bayern Munich this season. And I think Thomas Tuchel is the manager that you bring in if you want to win a trophy this season. I think long term Thomas Tuchel would be a bad manager, because I think he would ruin all of the harmony that Southgate has built up. But I don't know. I know people are gonna say Mourinho, but let's be honest. The football under Mourinho would be even worse, and I like Mourinho as a winning manager, obviously, but Mourinho's style of play would be terrible. Anyway, I don't know. Whoever they decide to appoint, they need to get it right. Because if they don't, they're gonna ruin all of the harmony that's built up in that team, and they're gonna make the public turn on the team again like they used to. But they have to get the right appointment. But I don't know who that will be. I don't know who that would be at the moment. And as I say, you have to give Southgate a lot of credit for off the pitch. But on the pitch, you can have your complaints about the tactics. I think that's a fair thing to say. Because let's be honest, even though we got to the finals of the Euros, the football was not great, was it? It was terrible. Every single game we won, we either won it on penalties or extra time. There was no performances where we really put anybody to the sword. Really, did we? I know people are probably gonna say that's harsh, but that's what I truly feel like. As I say, you can give him praise for one thing, but you can criticise something else. But I know people are gonna say, well, he got to the finals twice and he got to a semi-final, but I think if he changed his tactics slightly and played a bit more offensive rather than defensive, we could have won. But let me know what you think. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me in the comments, and that's fine. As I say, you can praise one thing, but you can criticise another thing. I don't think it's as simple as either he's great or he was terrible. I think you can say he was a great manager of the pitch in terms of rebuilding the atmosphere around England, but on the pitch, in my opinion, he left a lot to be desired tactically in terms of substitution and the fact that he never changed his starting 11 pretty much all tournament. Like, obviously he started one or two players differently, but all I'm saying is I think in the final, I think if he would have started the players that he brought on, we could have won that game. Maybe you disagree, that's fine. But the one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna retroactively say it was great when it wasn't, because that would be a lie. So let me know what you think. I apologise for rambling on and on. So have a good day. Speak to you soon. Bye bye. Thank you for the support.